Be making basics.
What's going on, YouTube? Beat Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe because we're coming back to back with bangers. Now we're gonna actually be finishing this Glorilla type beat in Logic Pro 10. We've already arranged it into song format, and now it's time to mix it. So basically, in this video, I'm gonna be going over some mixing tips while mixing this Glorilla type beat. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just let you get a sample of like what the beat sounds like, and then we're gonna go over some tips and tricks of what we can do to mix this beat. All right, check this out. Cool. So that's basically a snippet of what we got going on as far as the Glorilla type beat. What I want to do here, I just do this adaptive limiter just to make sure it's not peaking. But what we want to do is I'm going to turn all these files into all these tracks into audio files. So what I'll do, I'm just going to go ahead is highlight everything, push option. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put a loop over the hook. And then I'm just gonna make sure that everything is like, the levels are not coming in too hot. So just play it one by one. So the piano is gonna be fine. This one is actually coming in just a little too low. So I'm just gonna click on everything to highlight everything, and then come up here, and then specifically in Logic Pro 10.7, y'all, you can go to your tools and go to the gain tool, and I can just come over here and take the gain up some. Now I just need to make sure that it's okay. Cool. So it's on all of them. We'll take it up to like 10. Let's check out how that sounds. It's really not enough. All right, it's straight, so we'll just leave it like that. This one is actually a little bit too bassy, so I'm gonna take that velocity down some. All right, cool. So now that I have that going, I'm actually gonna go ahead, and I really didn't do too much as far as adding new effects. Some of the the MIDI instruments already had certain effects on there, which I'm gonna leave on. And also this remix effect, I did a remix effect on certain parts, and I'm gonna leave that plug-in on and make sure it's turned on read. And so what I'll do now is I'm actually just gonna export this, but I want to put my tag in this real quick. So let me do that. I'm gonna go ahead and put my beat tag on here. I saved my beat tag in here.
You got it.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna put that in here.
You got it.
Kind of didn't put it in the right place. Let's see.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
So I'm gonna grab this last one right here. I'm gonna take this tool, turn that tool off. Grab this last Ukiah.
You got it. You got it. got
All right, bet. So I'm gonna go ahead and export this as this session as audio files. I'm gonna push Command Shift E, Logic Pro 10. I'm gonna put it on the desktop for now, and I'm just gonna actually put say Glorilla beat. We'll say stems. I'm gonna go ahead and we're not gonna bypass the effects plugins. Okay. We'll say that. Turn this off, this normalize off. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and export this. All right, now that we got that going, I'm gonna actually open up a new session. We can close that one out. You can save it. And we'll do audio as far as this initial track. And I'll come over here to the top right and go to my all files here, go to my desktop, and now let's just go to this Glorilla beat stems. And I can just drag this on in here. All right, so once we get all this in here, the main thing I'm really gonna focus on is leveling and just doing some basic EQ. I might, boost certain frequencies with some compression, or I might also consider putting some reverb or whatever. But I'm gonna keep this mixing process very simple, very simple. So let me go ahead and start off here. We're gonna go ahead and let me make sure I have even the right BPM, because I think I have a different. We're not gonna close this. 160. All right. Yep. So that's another thing you're gonna have to do. Make sure you have the right BPM. And this is why. So I can come over here to the hook and just put that right on that. So pretty much, if I mix everything, this is kind of the mindset. If I mix everything based on the hook, which the hook has mostly everything in the song, you know what I mean? I should be good, unless you have like other new parts and different parts of the beat. Let's put this like this. Okay, and so let me just go ahead and start with the piano. And honestly, let's start with the kick. I'm gonna go ahead and organize this better. Got kick, we got our snare and hat. I don't like to see all of this extra stuff. I don't know why it saves like that sometimes, but we can just easily do this. All right, and this is just gonna help me just to make sure it looks good. I'm just gonna say Ukiah tag or Ukiah beats tag. All right, bet. So here we are. Yeah, we're gonna start with this kick and the snare. We're gonna get the drums right first, and then we'll add the melody. So initially, I don't really worry about the red, like it peaking. I just get the levels how I want it, and then we can turn it down later. I'm gonna put some of these other instruments, tuck them under that piano. And last, we're gonna bring this 808 in, or we can say bass. But I'm gonna turn them down about midway. Let's see. All right, bet. So now that I got a basic, start on the leveling of this, let me go ahead and come in here, and we can do a couple different things. I'm gonna go ahead and bust bust these two, another bus to an auxiliary track. Do the same with these, um, with the piano. And actually, I want to go ahead and take this 808 out of that group. And I can actually come over here now and just turn these down some. We can create some headroom right here. All right, bet. So now that I have that set up and we have a little bit of headroom going over here, I'm actually going to go ahead and do some subtractive EQing. I'm actually going to take out some of the lows in the piano. That's going to really make some room for the drums to shine a little more. A lot of people use a lot of different types of EQs. Really, this channel EQ, the basic one that comes with Logic, is fine, but there's a lot of people that use a lot of different other ones. So just depends on your ears. Obviously, the more you spin, the better. But we're going to use this one for this demonstration. I'm taking out just enough lows to where you can hear that 808 coming in there a little better, but you still have the full body of this sound right here. And that's another reason why I actually like this EQ. You kind of see everything graphically better there. Let's keep on going. I'm just going to go ahead and just hold down Option and drag this over like that. All right, bad. So that's cool as far as these. Take a little bit out of the hi-hats as well. You can see those hi-hats are really coming in. Really, there's some stuff you can't see, but probably about where the 2K is all the way to about 18 or 15K. So in the spectrum. So we could take a little bit more out. We go all the way to 1K on that. Do the snare. And always pay attention to you. It's easy. It's good to look at this, but always pay attention to your ears. What's your ear here? And so I still wanted to have that body and that snare. If I was to take all that out, say go to 1K, listen to how it sounds. Or even 500. So I like to leave that body, so we'll go to 100. Okay, and usually with the kick and the 808, I really kind of just leave those bare. I don't really do a whole lot on the kick. I just make sure I pick the right type of kick. Okay, and for the most part, just leveling and EQing is really going to be a lot of what we got going here. Now, I can also go ahead and use my sends to send some maybe some reverb to the piano. Let me just go ahead and do that. And I'll just go ahead. We can use a stock reverb if you want, just for the people who don't have those big boy plugins. You can just go ahead and use one of these stock EQs. I mean, not EQs, reverbs. And then I can just send just a little bit of that here.
You got it.
And so it's just really tucked in there, and it doesn't have to really be too expressive on that reverb. I just kind of wanted to have it just a little bit under there. And since these ones sometimes will play alone, I also will add just a little bit of that reverb there as well. And by sending the reverb to the actual track compared to adding it on there under the audio effects, you can actually help your computer to run a little smoother. So let's also, I'm going to put my headphones on and then we're going to listen to this as well with this plugin right here called NX Ocean Way Nashville. And it's going to emulate being in a real big boy studio. So I'm going to put that on and kind of just check the levels.
You got it.
Only thing I think I really want to do here is I'm actually going to add this MV2 plugin on the actual aux track here, and that way it'll affect all of the piano. And I'm just going to turn it up just a little bit. And I want that kick just to punch, just to kind of snap a little bit better. And since I'm actually in these big boy, the big boy plugins, I call these wave plugins, I might as well go ahead and swap out this reverb as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and push up the attack a little bit on that kick. So I didn't really need it to be too much. I still want to keep that headroom in there, and just want to just feel it just a little bit more. It's pretty solid. You know, that snare is coming in pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and check back on the speakers. I'm gonna take this plugin off now, and I'm gonna listen to this on a real low level with my monitors.
You got it.
All right, cool. So now what I'm gonna do is actually create just a little bit of room, not create room, but pan these instruments to the left and the right on some of these. Maybe push this over to, yeah, we'll put this over to the right like that. Or no, we're gonna put this, yeah, we'll put the lower frequency instruments more to the right, and the higher ones to the left. There we go. Maybe take these hi-hats, tuck those over there as well. Or maybe we can do it like that. Let's see how that sounds. I kind of feel like this kick is actually getting tucked in the mix a little bit too much. So let me just go over here to the hook and we'll just kind of re-get the levels again. And for the most part, I think that's pretty go. We're ready to go, man. If you like this video, make sure that you go ahead and smash the thumbs up button, man. We're coming back to back with bangers, like I said. Also, go to the site beatmakingbasics.com. You can purchase courses that have full curriculum to it. Each course really has about anywhere between an hour to 5 hours of content, exclusive content as well. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go to the site beatmakingbasics.com. We got courses, kits. We actually also just launched some merch as well. So check that out. Get your courses, get your kits, get subscribed to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.